Welcome to Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast,
where we make some hot takes and get a whole lot of eye rolls.
At this rate, I may miss my flight on Wednesday just from sound tests.
Finally, a mediocre white man gets a voice.
Welcome to episode 4.
Welcome to Swing and a Miss podcast, episode 4. Before we get going here, we just wanted to thank our audience for listening in, especially our international audience, as we're getting quite a lot of downloads from South America. We thank you all for listening in. So today we are going to start with a quick temp check of the league so far. Then we will go into our hot takes in baseball, followed by our favorite baseball movies of all time, and finish off with who we all think is the best starting pitcher in the history of baseball.
Absolutely. So when we're looking at a league check-in, we're going to do this every episode, taking a temperature of what's going on around baseball. And we're close to a month in. We're not a full month in right now, but we've had about 21, 22 games for each team. And we want to take a look at who's fake good, who's real good, and who should be hitting the panic button. So I'll start with my first fake good. Right now, it's the Rangers.
Ooh.
The Rangers are fake good right now, mostly because their offense hasn't woken up. When their offense wakes up, I have no doubt they'll be real good. Pitching's been a tad suspect. The rest of that division is hanging around. They're giving them opportunities. I don't love the start the Rangers have had, for me.
And being a first-place team with a minus 14 run differential leads right into that point.
I agree. The Rangers are maybe a little bit fraudulent at the moment with their record. I do think they'll turn it around, but the whole AL West is the most clumped together division.
It really is.
It is. There's only 3 games separating last place and first. So definitely the Rangers have a leg up record-wise, at least in the early going.
Are the Angels fake good, or are they just failing?
They're better than they were probably projected to be. I can attest to that, having just watched them play the Giants and win that series, but I still don't think they're making the playoffs.
No. My question was not whether they're good or not, whether they're even fake good.
Yes, I think they'll be better than people projected them to be. They have a little bit of talent on that team, yes.
I think the Angels right now, I would call fake good, but it's only brought up because of who else is in that division. The division is not, no one's running away with it, I think is the best way to describe it. So when I look at it as a show, we thought the Rangers would run away with this division, and they're not. And that's why I say right now, kind of fake good. They could be real good. But right now, at this point in the season, 21, 22 games in, they're fake good to me.
And don't worry, for everybody concerned about, the Angels are off to a better start than we thought. Last night, we got our first true Angels game again. Mike Trout, 2 home runs, 3-2 loss for the Angels.
That's a good point.
We're back to Mike Trout doing everything and them still losing. So the Angels are back. Don't worry.
They're in tungsten arm O'Doyle territory once again. Yes.
That's a good point. Anybody else have a fake good they want to bring up?
I, for my fake good, have chosen Padres starting pitcher Nick Pivetta, who currently has a nice crisp 1.57 ERA, a whip of 0.83. I don't think he's going to be this prime Pedro Martinez that he's been for the past month, especially since he's never had an ERA under 4 in his entire career. A 32-year-old starting pitcher having a career is pretty rare. He might finish with an ERA sub 4, but it'll be high 3s at best. So he's going to come back down to earth here in the next month or 2.
My fake good is the Milwaukee Brewers. They have bounced back from their pretty bad start. They're back to 12-10. They're only a game back of the Cubs in the division. I do not trust that pitching. They've gotten back a bit from that awful start that they had, but it's going to come back down to earth again. And as we all know, baseball is a game of attrition. I don't think they've got the depth. They start getting a few injuries. the wheels are probably going to fall off there, and I think they're a fake good 2 games over 500.
I actually don't disagree with that. I like their offense so far. It's been better than I expected, but I agree with Josh. The pitching is suspect, and if things don't change for the pitching soon, they could be in real trouble.
Okay, so last week, I guess my fake good would be torpedo bats. There was a lot of kerfuffle last time we recorded, about 2 weeks ago, about how exciting these brand new bats are going to be for the whole of the league. And now the combination of Jazz Chisholm, Cody Bellinger, and Anthony Volpe are all ice cold, running about 480 OPS collectively. It's been bad times in New York.
It's amazing that we talked about this a little bit on I think it was the first episode, might have been the second one. The torpedo bats are not something that is new to Major League Baseball. And everybody just caught up with the idea. It's been in development for a long time. People have been using it in the minors. They were in the majors last year, just wasn't a story. So that is an interesting piece, and I agree with you. That's a fake good take.
Turns out the Brewers' pitching was just really bad.
It might have been.
Yeah, the fatal flaw with the torpedo bats is you have to hit the ball with the bat.
Oh, yeah. Hit it with the fat part, too.
That would help.
Yeah.
I have a second fake good. I'm still not buying the Mets. I know the Mets are in first place right now. The Phillies are going to overtake that team. I don't think they can keep up at this pace. Pete Alonso's hitting at a crazy clip, even though he runs like a kid going to the greatest seesaw. This is not a team that I think is built to last. They're an expensive team, but they're not a team built to last.
Yes, but their pitching has been phenomenal so far.
It has. I don't believe it holds up, though.
That may come back down to earth for sure, but they've only allowed 61 runs on the year. The Padres have allowed 62, and no other team has allowed less than 79 on the year. So the pitching has been quite stellar to start.
I also feel like if Alonso comes down a little bit, there's plenty of room for Soto to come up and for those two things to balance one another out. So I still feel like the Mets have got a role to play throughout the rest of the season.
You have to believe in Soto to come up. That's the thing.
I 100% believe in Juan Soto to come up.
Everything about his career suggests that he will.
He's not immune to New York. He's shown.
I understand he crossed the bridge. He didn't go from one aspect of the country to New York. I just personally don't buy him yet. Phillies are going to overtake them relatively shortly, and I don't think they're going to look back.
They did lose a series to the Twins, so...
True story.
Oh, but it was a slop fest of games, like all up and down. That's been Twins.
We'll
their
get to
whole
them.
season. We can get.
Are we going to go with, we have fake good, are we going to go with real bad? Because that's the Twins for me.
I was going to say
real
that
bad.
the real bad for me is the panic button topic,
Yeah.
which I want to get to after we go through real goods. I have one more fake good for now, and I wrote this yesterday.
The White Sox?
No, I wrote this yesterday before the game started, and it's the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are on the verge of being fake good. If they cannot keep up their pitching, they're going to collapse. Then I watched a 24-2 ball game, and I immediately regretted writing this. Now, I don't think that changes much with me. They're still a team on the verge. They can be great. If Hunter Green maintains his level of pitching, this is a playoff team.
Just remember in that 24-run anomaly, they got a lot of those off of starter and guy that you hate, Charlie Morton. And then they got like
Orioles fans, please get at us about how glad you were about Charlie Morton 3 months ago.
But then they got like another 13 runs off of position players pitching. So the 24-2 looks horrible, but you got to remember where that comes from.
By the way, Charlie Morton, please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us, Charlie Morton's
also,
curveball.
Charlie Morton gave up half as many runs as the position players pitching, and Charlie Morton gave up 7.
Yeah.
So, like, the score looked bad, but it wasn't as bad as it looked.
I mean, the Dodgers lost, 16-0 last week? Is anybody knocking them out of the playoffs or anywhere down because of that?
Yes,
well,
they're dead.
I think that's a different discussion. Are we counting the Dodgers in but the Reds out because of the outcome?
No, it's a one game anomaly, as Josh mentioned.
I totally agree with that. That's why I said I wrote this, I watched the game, and then I was like, well, that's not going to fly
just
with what I
to put
wrote.
it in perspective of these things happen.
I still think the Reds win this division. I know as a show, we did not pick the Reds. We picked the Cubs, and that's fine. We'll get to the Cubs here in a hot second. But the Reds, to me, are on that verge. They're either going to be real good or real bad.
And I mean, if we're going to get into the Cubs too, if we're ready to transition into that offense is phenomenal. I mean, they are putting up runs. 145 runs scored this year. Now, granted, they have a few more games played than everybody other than the Dodgers because they got that opening series in Tokyo, and we haven't quite gotten the scheduling makeup for that yet. So it's a little lopsided, but they're putting up a lot of runs. So, I mean, that offense it looks good. It looks legit.
Oh, yeah. Pete Crow Armstrong is on fire right now.
Love PCA.
PCA.
Big contributions from Seiya Suzuki. Kyle Tucker is doing Kyle Tucker things. And this team is really exciting to watch. They've been really deep on dangerous offensive pieces. And the pitching has been holding up their end of the bargain. I really think that this team is now built to make some noise in the postseason.
I agree. The Cubs, for me, they're on my real good list. This team's for real. I questioned it going into the season, and Kyle Tucker has been someone who has turned my opinion from fake good to real good. And he did it in a very quick order.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Cubs to win the Central. They've had a very tough schedule to start, running through the NL West, which has been easily the hardest division in baseball. And
I think that's safe to say.
Yeah. And, they held their own against the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks so far. And the Central's a pretty weak division, so I think the Cubs are well on their way.
How fun was that game to watch yesterday between the Cubs and the Diamondbacks?
Was it a couple days ago? Where
No, it was yesterday's game, wasn't it?
16 runs scored total.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about yesterday when they went to 11 innings. That game to me was more fun.
All I know is that if you want to tack on another team to the good, the Diamondbacks, because right now they've got Geraldo Perdomo and they've got Pavin Smith, and Josh Naylor and Corbin Carroll had invited them to sit over on the cool kids bench where the offense comes in droves and they hit and they pitch. And the only person that's not pitching right now is Zach Gallen, and Zach Gallen can pitch. So watch out.
And on the topic of the Diamondbacks, the only thing I hated about yesterday's game was sending Josh Naylor to steal home when it was in the 11th inning. And that would have been the 10th inning. Sorry. Sending him to steal, which I don't have a problem with stealing home when you've got a lefty on the mound and he's not paying attention. But it was Josh Naylor. That was not the guy you needed to send.
Josh Snailer.
Yeah.
It does not move very quick.
It's not Corbin Carroll.
It was not. And granted, that was the guy they had on third, and they had to make a decision. I personally didn't love the decision, but that's me.
Corbin Carroll's the real deal. That whatever 3-4 month drought he had at the beginning of last year is clearly an anomaly. Dude's a player. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, if we're ready to move on for another real. So I know that some people are going to say, oh, this is a homer take. The Detroit Tigers are real.
Tigers are the number 2 piece on my real good list.
So this is a team that is missing 4 starters on offense still that didn't start the year with the team because they've been injured. This is a team that has half of its bullpen on the IL. This is also a team who is one of 3 teams in the American League to score over 100 runs and have the least amount of runs given up in the entire American League. This is a team that is beaten up and battered to start the season and still putting up numbers, still winning games I like this team. They're fun.
I agree. Tigers are the real deal to start the season. And where the season goes, I have no idea, but we're measuring it against the first 21, 22 games of the season, and the Tigers, to me, are the real deal.
I have a question, Josh.
Yeah.
If Detroit pitching is so beat up, then why is Jason Foley not called up to help my fantasy team?
Because he's also hurt. So in the realm of beat up pitching, we had John Brebbia hit the IL yesterday, and you would think that would be a logical spot to bring Foley back up because he's been pitching well. He too is also hurt in AAA. So
that's awful for my fantasy.
Even our minor league depth in the bullpen is having health problems, and yet the bullpen is still pitching very solid.
Second question. What is a Dylan Dingler?
It is a catcher who is second to God these days. He has found himself defensively and also is hitting over 300 with some good pop.
No, he's doing it with the stick.
Do I dare ask for a sponsorship from the Almighty?
Do it.
Please, God, sponsor the podcast.
Was it Dylan Dingler? Wasn't he the lead guy in Boogie Nights? Or no?
That was Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler. Okay. I was close.
It's his son.
It's a double D, no less.
His long lost son.
And for Ben, he's an Ohio State grad.
He is. You're right about that.
So I'm going to stick with the homer picks for the real good and say that the Giants are a real good team.
I don't disagree with you.
They have a 30-run differential, which is right up there with the big boys. They haven't lost a game by more than 4 runs, so they're in every game. There's been a number of games this year where they would have lost last year. They just got off a tough road trip. Again, New York, Philly, across the country to Anaheim. 5-5. A couple of games didn't go their way in Anaheim. Otherwise, that could have went better, but they held their own on a tough road trip. Lineup still trying to find their way. Willie Adames hasn't hit yet. Lamont Wade Jr.'s, I don't even think he's above 100. So
He's
starters, pretty good. Logan Webb. Everybody else is holding their own. There's room for improvement. Bullpen, yesterday's meltdown against the Angels notwithstanding, has been pretty locked down. So I think they're playoff bound. I'm calling it right now.
And interestingly enough, would you like to share your experience with the Nelson replica out in San Francisco? Would you like to tell the listeners about that?
Oh, sure. I was out on assignment last week, scouting the Giants live at Oracle Park. Back in 2020 in the COVID season, they had the cardboard cutouts in the stadiums. And a friend of mine has season tickets. And him and my wife got together and snuck a cardboard cutout of me into one of those seats, unbeknownst to my knowledge, and surprised me with a replica of myself out there in the amongst the cardboard sea of people.
And if I do say so myself, it was a damn good picture of you on that cardboard cutout.
You couldn't tell the difference between the cardboard cutout and you in the stands.
You were looking good, my friend.
I'm very stiff and unanimated in real life. So
I meant
it matches up well.
I meant that you hadn't aged.
That's just Midwest stoicism.
I make my friend keeps it at his house in California, and I make him show it to his daughter. So
they remember
she doesn't
you.
Forget me. She remembers Uncle Nels whenever I come out to visit.
That's such a cool story. For me, the last real good I have is everybody in the NL West except the Rockies. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. We don't need to go too deep into that. Every team in that division except the Rockies, I feel could win that division.
I think that's the most real division in baseball. You've got 4 teams that are real good and 1 team that is real bad.
Real bad.
Got to be so frustrating and awesome to be a fan of any of those 4 teams. Being like, I love what my team's doing right now. And then you look at the standings and you're first one day, 4th the next day. You can never really know where you're exactly at. And you know that it's going to be a tough season for positioning.
Yeah, that division might be decided by who beats the Rockies the most.
Yeah, for real.
If you lay an egg against the Rockies, then that might cost you come September.
100%. All right, so let's talk about who needs to hit the panic button. I think we all have the same first one. the Twins need to hit the panic button, and they need to hit it with both hands and probably kick Rocco out of the dugout with the 1 foot.
I don't think that this is Rocco's fault. I do think that this team will get Rocco fired. Watching this team closely as a fan, unfortunately, I would say that the starting pitching has been very good. The bullpen has been error-prone, throwing the ball around, can't make a defensive play to save their life, and coughing up games left and right. And the lineup is not supporting them with any runs whatsoever. So this team is doing well in one phase of the game and failing in the other two.
Yeah, you have to be successful in 2 of the 3 phases to win. Pitching, defense, hitting. If 2 of those are going well, you'll probably win. If it's 1 or less, you're not. And right now, the Twins are not.
The one thing I'm not hitting the panic button on is the fact that I picked the Twins preseason to finish 4th.
All right, okay. We got it. He picked the Tigers to win the division. We got it.
A Twins fan is there's been one bright spot, which has been Byron Buxton looks phenomenal. He's stealing bases.
He's healthy and he's swinging the crap out of the bat.
The last time I looked on StatCast, he was the 2nd fastest player in the league behind Corbin Carroll. And stealing bases, he's shagging down all the balls in the outfield. He's hitting with authority. He's having an awesome season. And this team is wasting it.
It would be the most Twins thing ever if Byron Buxton finally had a fully healthy MVP level season and the Twins just lost 95 games.
I will say, even as a Tigers fan, I'm rooting for Buxton to have a fully healthy season. He is phenomenal. He is fun to watch. It's been a damn shame that we have not gotten to really see a full Byron Buxton in his career yet. So I hope that he can stay healthy.
Well, we really haven't seen Buxton, Correa, and Royce Lewis play together that much since Royce Lewis came up. And from what I understand, and I could be wrong, as the resident Twins fan, you tell me, Royce Lewis probably back in the next few weeks.
Yeah, he should be back by May, is what they're thinking.
So if you get those 3 bats in the same lineup and healthy, and they're producing, can that offset the pitching woes that we've seen once you get outside the starting pitching?
It's hard because despite all of that, you've got the bright spots of the season has been Matt Wallner, who's hurt right now, Byron Buxton, who is healthy for now. Carlos Correa has not been himself and is apparently dealing with a wrist thing that has been plaguing him since last fall. So I don't believe that that's going to be getting better anytime soon. So we're really hoping for this, 26 to 28-year-old player cadre that they've got there to take the step up. And no one has really done that. And so it's been really, really sad.
All right, so now let's move into a fun topic for us. And I know that we've gotten a lot of people that have interacted with our show since we've put the first episode out there, and they've really enjoyed the fun topics we did, not so much the inside baseball. So we're going to try to do a handful of these topics every week, and this week we're going to do top 5 baseball movies of all time. And it's our opinion. You can disagree with us. You can interact with us on social media, send us an email, hate on us, love it. I don't care. But we're going to go through 1 through 5, and I'm going to start with Josh. As he's distracted by the Tigers playing currently on my TV.
No, that's all good. We just saved ourselves there from some defensive mishap.
Also, Josh doesn't play for the team. So just want to point that out.
Very clearly because I am here and not on the field. But yeah, so favorite baseball movies of all time.
Start with number 5.
Start with number 5. Might be a little controversial being this far down. It is a classic. It is highly loved. The Sandlot. Do you want me to go?
I want to point out that Nels currently, as you heard in the intro, is wearing a Sandlot jersey.
I am.
Signed by the majority of the actors in the Sandlot.
I am. It's my new favorite jersey that hopefully I never have to wear again because I'm terrified I'm going to get something on it.
For sure.
I totally agree. I have Sandlot as my second favorite baseball movie of all time. And my favorite thing about it is just the simplicity of the story of just kids playing baseball, trying to get their ball back.
That's fantastic.
That's the whole premise of the movie.
You think that's a controversial pick? It's
being,
not. It's
being down at 5.
It's not even in my top 5.
That's a lot more controversial.
All right.
Should I go to number 4?
Continue.
No, we're gonna keep going 5 around the table.
Okay, 5 around the table.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I also had The Sandlot at number 5.
All right, and we can move on. And we can move on from Nels.
Whoa, hey. No.
I feel better now.
It's a fantastic movie. I love it. It really represents the joy of the game. You're looking at it through a child's eyes, really. And we were all there. We've all been 10 years old baseball fans. You put your heroes up on a pedestal like they do with Babe Ruth. There's the urban legend of the Beast who ate a child, bones and all. And, it turned out to be just a big, lovable, dumb dog who liked to chew up baseballs in the end. So.
And Squints became a hero to every young man in the world.
Shout out to Wendy Peppercorn.
I was going to say he
Please
married
sponsor
her.
us.
Wendy Peppercorn, please sponsor us.
Do you think she's got money?
Wendy Peppercorn money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She got money?
There's a Peppercorn fortune.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Residuals hit hard, man.
Well, I didn't know if there was like the Walton family for Walmart. I didn't know if there was a peppercorn that we need to be aware of.
Bigger than the Waltons.
Bigger than the Waltons. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. Yeah, you got to know that.
If I can jump in real quick on The Sandlot.
Please.
I love The Sandlot. It's a phenomenal movie. I grew up on The Sandlot forever. We all know everything about it. I just love my top 5 better. And there's nothing wrong with The Sandlot. I want to make sure that we get this out there.
There is a kid who plays baseball with my son who looks exactly like Squints and gets upset when you call him Squints.
Oh,
and
no.
it annoys me so much.
Can Squints sponsor the podcast?
No, but I'll talk to my son's 12-year-old friend and see if he wants to sponsor us.
I don't like that
Have
answer.
you seen Grown Up Squints?
No.
Dude had a huge glow up.
There we go.
Dude looks
Those
great.
are the words.
Yes, those are the words.
He glued up.
All right.
He glued up.
So Ben, give us your number 5 then with Sandlot not being on the list.
My number 5, I guarantee you we'll get hate mail for this. Angels in the Outfield.
A great film.
I love this movie, and I just watched it. I think it was either Friday night or Saturday night because I was doing research for this aspect of the podcast. And I remember really enjoying this movie. I understand people have a either religious connection to it or they don't have a religious connection to it. Mine is not. I just like the movie. And so when I watched this movie, first of all, I forgot how many stars were in it. It's young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Danny Glover, Matthew McConaughey, the guy that's also in the other thing,
Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody, the pianist. But also there's the guy from it's another thing, and I'm not going to waste our time with thinking
is
of
Dennis
it.
Leary the dad who abandons him, or is that
No. It's
Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney.
Okay,
Yes, Dermot
Mulroney.
Mulroney. Yes. I just love everything about this movie. It preaches the idea of having something to believe in. Doesn't have to be religion. Doesn't have to be spiritual or faith. It's just about having something to believe in. And I love that. I love the message. I love the movie. And that's my number 5.
My schmaltzy number 5 for kids is Rookie of the Year. I
also watched that immediately after Angels in the Outfield, just so you know.
I can still hear the sound of that elbow tendon stretching in my head and winding up, coiling, and then him firing the ball from center field and Wrigley all the way to home plate. And the whole premise of the movie is dumb. I don't think it's a particularly good movie, but it came out when I was a child and I love it.
I just figured out why the Cubs lose every year. It's because they got more talent in the stands than they do on the field.
All right, so moving on. My number 4.
It's from the movie.
My number 4 movie is one that might not show up on any of your lists because I think it might be kind of lesser known as opposed to all of the other big, huge baseball movies that we all know. My number 4 is 8 Men Out. I don't know if any of you
that's
guys
interesting.
have seen that movie,
I have.
But the whole story of the 1919 Sox is just fascinating. I love the whole thing about it. And I think the movie is a real good depiction of everything. I think the way that the dramatization of it makes for a very good film. I really enjoy that movie. So I have that as my number 4.
For my number 4, I chose kind of a similar take of the heartbreak of baseball for me, Moneyball.
Oh,
Also my number 4.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not on my list.
Not on mine either.
It's first of all, it's a movie about a real team, the 2002 Oakland A's. It's not a fantasy movie. And,
Wait, Angels in the Outfield wasn't a
I
documentary?
am afraid not. No. Tony Danza was a boxer.
Tony
He
Danza.
was not a pitcher. You could tell by the way he threw that he had never actually thrown a baseball in his life before. But Moneyball is, it's the heartbreak of the game. If this was, a Hollywood script from the ground up, wasn't based on a real team, the A's win. They're the underdog team. They're the scrappy team. They're the one everyone roots for. But this is reality, and that doesn't happen all the time. So
the only problem that I've got with Moneyball, which is also my number 4 movie,
yes,
is how dark and moody they made all the baseball scenes. Which I feel like if they would have done that in a different way, definitely would have given a different vibe to the movie. But I also feel like when I think of that, that's the one thing that bugs me a little bit about that movie.
I actually want to comment on that really quickly because we had a discussion about this before you got here, and I think it's so true. The majority of sports movies are not made for people that like sports. So when they create these dramatic, moody, dark aspects of sports, they're for the cinematic viewer. They're not for the sports fan. So I agree with you.
Yeah, it also has one of my favorite quotes that hit me hard because I also agree with it is when Brad Pitt, as Billy Bean says, "I hate losing more than I like winning."
Yeah.
Which is so true for me. If the Giants win, I'm like, cool, and I go to bed happy. But last night where they crapped all over themselves in the 9th inning, I'm like, ugh, and it just ruins your day.
I just don't like Moneyball that much because I think it ruined the game of baseball. And now all the owners try to be cheap and find their cool little Moneyball moments as an excuse to not spend any money and be non-competitive.
That's actually a callback to episode 3 where we talked about revenue versus payroll. So that's interesting.
So now I can move on to my number 3.
No, we haven't gone through 4, everybody.
Oh, you still got
Yeah, it's still mine.
All right.
So number four for me, again, controversial, Major League. I love Major League. It's a phenomenal movie. It's not in my top 3. And I grew up in Ohio. I know everybody's going to get on me for this. I'm not an Indians fan. I'm not a Guardians fan. I didn't grow up in that culture. So for me, it was just a fun movie that I honestly wasn't allowed to see, excuse me, until I was probably 14, 15, 16 years old. I wasn't allowed to watch R-rated movies as a kid. So I didn't see it when I needed to see it for it to stick with me the way that it is stuck with so many other people. So for me, it just doesn't have the same nostalgic feel that it does for a lot of other people. So that's why it's my number 4.
I feel like that is the same problem. I don't have that movie on my list. And for the same reason, I was not allowed to watch that movie as a child.
Yep.
And I did not watch it until I was much older and it had already worked itself into pop culture where I had seen essentially all the jokes rehashed before. So you watch it and you're like, oh, they're telling old jokes. No, they're the first people to tell these jokes. It's just I'm late coming to this movie.
I was allowed to see Major League 2 before I was allowed to see Major League 1.
It was rated PG-13.
Because it was PG-13,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's why.
Now, please move on to your 3, Josh.
Yeah, before I move on to my 3, I'll say you think that that's controversial. I don't have it on my list at all. That was a casualty of 8 Men Out being on my list.
I mean, 8 Men Out's a great movie. So.
Yeah. So my number 3 goes to the goofy, fun, lighthearted side of baseball.
I know where you're going.
I got the bench warmers. That's one, I'm a little bit younger than the rest of the people at this table. That's one that I kind of grew up with a little bit. More in my high school years, and I watched it a ton in college as a comfort movie. But I love the bench warmers. It's a phenomenal comedy.
Bench warmers for me, number 2 on my list.
Nice.
Number 3 for me, and I'm going to pluck this cherry off the tree, is Field of Dreams. But happy 36th anniversary.
Today, right?
Today, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the release date. I'm guessing I probably have that the lowest on the list of everybody, judging by the eyes that just darted at me as soon as I said that. But
it's too low for me, but that's just me.
But yeah, it represents the magic of the game. And I don't think there's anything better than the James Earl Jones monologue at the end which is written on one of the concourse exits at Oracle Park for the Giants. The entire 2-minute thing,
that's very cool.
quote.
Yeah. And I will say this to me, and I've watched a lot of movies. I've cried in a lot of movies. I have no problem admitting that. Dad, you want to have a catch.
Oh, God. I'm going to start bawling right now. Please stop.
There's just, to me, there's no quintessential part of a young boy's movie experience than that right there. And we were, the three of us, Josh, not so much, but the three of us were lucky to grow up in a time where that was pop culture focused and it was center. And so to us, that's way more impactful. I don't know that it's more impactful. I should say that.
It shows how baseball is generationally passed down.
Yeah. And that's where I connected with it.
As James Earl Jones said, baseball marks the passage of time.
Yep.
So I think that this is the opposite problem that I've got with Major League. I saw Field of Dreams perhaps too young. And
So you were scared of it because there were ghosts.
No, it didn't scare me, but it did bore me, and it was not appreciated by me, however old I was when I saw it. And so because of that...
So it was 89?
89. So I might have seen it. I might have seen it at 9, 10 years old. And because of that, it just... yes, it's an awesome movie, but it doesn't have the same emotional connection as the other movies on the list.
It's definitely heavy plot-based and heavy emotional stakes-based and not so much the action of baseball.
Right, no, 100%. I get it.
For
I
sure.
love the movie.
Yeah.
But just... where I missed the mark, I think, is just seeing it too young.
That's fair. I honestly don't remember the first time I saw it, but I remember having seen it a ton. That was your number...
That was 3 for me.
3 for you. So did we do everyone's 3s?
No.
No, Tyler, go ahead.
This is the first time I've been able to give a pick. So my number 3 is League of Their Own.
Oh, we're on the same page. I didn't do my 3 either.
That's my number.
Oh, okay. So
3 for me also, League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. I think the things that I enjoyed about this movie, I think, were the interpersonal connections of all of the players, especially that little sister, big sister dynamic that they had going on.
With Dottie.
Yeah, with Dottie and what's the...
Kit.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I liked that dynamic a whole bunch, and I liked the actual tryouts of baseball, where they go and they get the very plain looking girl who can just absolutely rip balls, and they try to make her into something that she's not. There's a whole bunch of good, just real baseball in that movie, and I kind of want Madonna on my team.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
if I can jump in just on number 3, because A League of Their Own is also my number 3. When I think of the reason that I love this movie, growing up in the 80s, just like Tyler and just like Nels, and into the early 90s, there were not a ton of women in sports that we watched, right? So when we got to see women in a true story, nonetheless, playing a sport that we grew up watching predominantly male, that was interesting for us. At least it was interesting for me. And now as we've progressed from when we were kids and we're starting to see women in men's sports more often, and we're starting to see people like Jessica Campbell, who is a bench coach for the Seattle Kraken in the NHL, it harkens back to that for me. And it really excites me to see women in men's sports and women getting their own opportunity in sports itself.
Or even women's leagues, like the
absolutely.
of the WNBA
or the PWHL.
And Caitlin Clark, we're seeing women's leagues get more grounded.
And I think that's why it landed number 3 for me, because I've always loved this movie. I've always enjoyed it. But when I started to think about what made it special to me, that's where I landed. Those pieces of it that were it makes sense today transitionally, and it really gets into the heart of what's going on in today's culture, and I really do enjoy that.
And for all of those points, I have it number 2. That would be my number 2 on my list. And my question to you guys, did you watch the single season League of Your Own show that they made?
Not yet. I really want to, though.
I enjoyed it a lot. Darcy Carden is phenomenal. She is wonderful in it. But the show is fantastic. The movie, fantastic. Everything that we just discussed, I won't labor on too much about it, but I even have it higher than 3. I have it as my 2.
I like it.
Also have it at 2 for me.
Tyler and I are the dinosaurs.
For me, for me, it represents the need of baseball, because the league was formed because, all the major league players were drafted in World War II. And it's like, America needs baseball. We saw this during COVID.
Yep.
We need baseball, no matter, where it's at in the pecking order of sports. Maybe NFL's king right now. We need baseball in America. And this represents that. It also has another one of my favorite quotes.
There's no crying in baseball?
Not that one, but it is. Tom Hanks does say it. It's when Dottie's about to quit, and she said, "It got too hard." And he says, "It's supposed to be hard. The hard is what makes it great."
I love that.
And I try and take that with me anytime things get a little tough. You're like, no, the hard is what makes it great.
I like that.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So now we're on to
your number 2.
Twos.
Yours too.
So my 2 has actually already been mentioned, but it's higher on my list, so I'll give it a little bit more due. It's the bench warmers. I don't know how anybody watches this movie and doesn't just laugh until they cry or wet themselves. This
making macaroni.
there's
garlic bread.
There's just so many pieces of it that are so funny. And it's dumb. It's slapstick humor. It's ridiculous. It's silly. It's over the top. But at the core of it, when you watch till the end of it, just like we talked about with League of Their Own, the goal is to get you to love baseball. And the goal is to get you to accept everybody to play baseball. And if you don't do those things, you can't be a part of baseball. I'm sorry.
And how many times are we out in the field, whether it be playing a game or just having some practice, and we quote the bench warmers? I still ticked it.
I still ticked it every time. Every foul we hit is I ticked it.
It is just a comedy masterpiece.
It is, and I don't understand people that can't get past the slapstick piece of it, because it really does have a really nice message of this is a game for all. And we end every episode of this podcast saying, love the game, play the game. And that's what you should do.
I'm sorry. Baseball is fun. So here's a movie that makes baseball fun.
Exactly.
Not going to apologize.
I'm with you.
I think we've gone through everyone, so I think we're to ones.
have you given your 2?
Yeah, my number 2 was Sandlot.
His 2 was Sandlot.
Okay.
So we're at ones.
I'm going to go to number 1, and I'm going to say Bull Durham is my number 1. Okay.
I'm not mad about it.
Sure. So I love Susan Sarandon's character, like sort of in the same way that she sort of stands in the same way that James Earl Jones does for the audience in Field of Dreams. Susan Sarandon is there as the baseball fan, the super fan in Bull Durham. I love all of the kind of psychological elements of playing the game that Bull Durham goes into, where you've got Nuke LaRouche trying to breathe through his eyelids, and you've got Crash Davis saying, quick bat, quick bat, quick bat. Just like all of these like little self-talk things that you do when you're playing the game. And I just love minor league baseball and sort of the connection and like the personal aspect of it that the city has with the players. Like you see all of this interplay, and I really enjoy the movie. And I love the meeting where they're trying to figure out what to get the couple for their wedding. And I think that it's a delightful movie for seriousness, comedy, and a little bit of romance.
And I was going to say, I think this kind of falls into the same category for me as Major League, is I was not allowed to watch this growing up. So I didn't watch it until I was in my teenage years. So to me, it's in my top 10, but it's not in my top 5 because I didn't have that childhood reaction to it.
Good movie. Solid movie. Does not make my top 5. My number 1, Field of Dreams. And
Same.
You're talking about movies you just recently watched. I sat down with my fiance and mother-in-law for on Friday night, and we watched through Field of Dreams. We were talking about Kevin Costner. I'm like, what's a really great Kevin Costner movie? And we sat down, and they don't know much about baseball. They both liked the movie. It's a timeless movie. It's a great movie, Field of Dreams.
So your fiance and her mother sat down and watched this movie.
Correct.
How many of the 3 of you cried?
None of us,
all right,
but that's just who we are as people.
You don't really love this movie, then.
No, I felt it on the inside, just not on
Feel
the outside.
Feel it on the outside, Josh!
Or do you mean surgically removed tear ducts?
Yeah.
Feel it on the outside, Josh!
It means dead inside.
I didn't realize we brought in AI here to be a part of the podcast, you emotionless freak.
All right, number one for you, Nels.
It shouldn't be any surprise for me. It's Major League. I've kind of dropped little nuggets for each movie. Major League encompasses all of that. It's the joy of the game, at the end when they win, the heartbreak of the game, which you see at the beginning where it's, Cleveland has just been in a rut, maybe even as a city as well as a team. The magic of the game, of this, scrappy team come together, and then the need of the game. This town needed it. There's a great scene in right after Cleveland wins. They're in a bar, and there's like this punk rocker character and this like blue collar construction worker who would never socialize anywhere outside of their joy of Cleveland baseball. And they hug each other, and they kind of look at each other and like, why are we hugging? Oh, right. Because they won.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Neil Flynn, who played janitor in Scrubs. He was also the construction worker there.
And he has played a lot more than janitor in Scrubs.
Oh, no, yeah.
Great actor.
Well,
Love Neil Flynn.
And if I know we've made a conscious effort to remove foul language from this podcast, but we talked about quotes in a lot of these movies. And to me, Major League has the greatest sports quote of all time.
Fire away.
There's only one thing left to do.
Yep.
Win the whole effing thing.
That's it.
And when you think about sports, when you think about it transcending from baseball to soccer to hockey to football, that has to be the mantra that you live by. There's only one thing left to do. We can only do so much. Let's just go win the whole effing thing.
Yeah. And this probably hit with me a little bit more because, when I was watching this as a kid, this is well before the Giants were winning World Series, and, it had been years, decades. They hadn't won in San Francisco, and you're wondering, will it ever happen? And you're kind of living vicariously through this ragtag team, hoping that someday your team will get there too. And I was lucky enough to see that in my lifetime. So that's where it really hits home for me.
I'd like to point it out also that not only is Nels wearing a Sandlot jersey, but a Major League t-shirt underneath.
That's correct. I'm the only one who repped, by the way. Where's your bench warmers hat, fellas? Come on.
It's a good question.
The one other great quote from that movie too, though, warning on a little bit of foul language here too, was the when talking about Willie Mays Hayes. You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. Great quote.
Willie Mays Hayes, great character. For me, number one is Field of Dreams. It's always going to be Field of Dreams. It's never going to change until somebody comes out with a ghost baseball movie that rivals it. I don't see that happening, but for me, that's number one.
So, my favorite character in Field of Dreams, who we haven't spoken of, is Moonlight Graham. And I just love the element of that movie where he gives up a little part of his dream to fulfill his calling in life, which is to take care of others.
I also would like to make one quick point about Doc Graham in that movie. His whole goal was to get a major league at bat. Technically speaking, he never did in the movie. He hits a sac fly. Technically not an official at bat.
This is like the Rudy discussion for college football.
Well, I'll tell you, I told that one to my fiance and her mom, and they looked at me with blank eyes. Like, what are you saying? Can you?
What is a sac fly?
She's like, can you unpause the movie, please? Can we continue? But I just liked to point that out.
She needed to check the deposit, the criteria on all of the places that you've rented for the wedding to see if she could get her money back.
So real quick, before we finish this segment, it sounds like we've all gone through.
Yep.
I do want to shout out one more movie that I had in my honorable mentions that nobody has brought up so far, and I think it does deserve at least a shout on our total podcast, and that is 42. The Jackie Robinson movie with Chadwick Boseman.
We just passed the anniversary.
Yeah, I think that's a phenomenal movie. Alan Tudyk did a great job, even though it killed him for the racistness that he had to do as the opposing manager. He's talked about that. He could barely get through the scenes, but he did a great job on that. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman was phenomenal. The Jackie Robinson story is, a quintessential part of baseball. You can't love baseball without knowing and loving the Jackie Robinson story. So I just wanted to give a quick shout, as that didn't make any of our top fives, but it deserves a little bit of love here.
Also not on anyone's top five, Air Bud, 7th inning fetch. Surprise, surprise.
All right. So now we're going to start with a segment that we're going to start doing every week, and that's where we go through the starting rotation of a Major League Baseball team and talk about a different position and who we believe individually is the best at that position of all time. We're going to go through the 9 defensive positions, so first through starting pitcher, and then we're also going to do relief pitcher, closer, as well as designated hitter, because now that's what baseball designates. Sorry for the pun. And so today we're going to start with starting pitcher because to us, that's the most important piece on a...
It has starting right in the title.
It does.
So
it does. We have to start with starting pitcher.
Just give us at least 5 innings so we can get a win.
That's right. And so we're going to go through it. We each have a different starting pitcher that's, in our opinion, the best of all time. And we'll talk a little bit about why. And please feel free to disagree with us. Give us suggestions. Give us your input, your takes. And we'll start now with Nels.
Oh, all right. For me, the greatest starting pitcher of all time is Roger Clemens. We're looking at a guy here who won a Cy Young at age 23 in 1986. And 7 Cy Youngs later, won another one, his last one at age 41 in 2004. This is across both leagues, and it's for 4 different teams. I know I'm going to get blasted with the steroid era nonsense. Every hitter he faced was on steroid too.
Is it nonsense?
And he blew them away.
You're not going to get blasted from me, that's for sure.
Age 42, Houston Astros, 1.87 ERA. Really?
I mean, that's
Really?
It's impressive. It's impressive. And do steroids make you throw faster? I don't know.
They might.
100%. Yes.
I don't know that. I've never done steroids.
Yeah.
Yet.
And he did them better than anybody else during that time.
All right. So
Just like Bonds did.
So yours is Roger Clemens.
Yes, sir.
And no one can change your mind.
Fire away, please.
No.
That's what we're here for.
No, we're actually not here for that. I'm just curious.
I mean, I'm open-minded.
Okay.
By all means.
Tyler, let's hear yours.
Okay, so I'm going to set my criteria for what I consider to be the best at any position, which is number 1, I want to see your peak. So Roger Clemens, had a career that spanned 2 decades, and he was fantastic for easily 16, 17 years of those 2 decades. He was super solid. But for me, I really revel in pitchers who were dominant and maybe lived a little bit shorter period of dominance over someone who had that big, long 20-year span. So for me, the player who had the highest degree of difficulty and performed the best against those odds is Pedro Martinez, who between 1996 to 2005, we are talking peak steroid era. He went through and had...
Pedro Martinez, please sponsor the podcast.
So his batting average allowed was 206. On base percentage was 261. Slugging percentage was 318. That is a 579 OPS. Just for reference, an average pitcher OPS is about 525, something like that. And in the league at that point, you were looking at 266, 333, 425, a 758 OPS. So he pretty much turned the steroid-juiced players into pitchers for a span of 9 years.
And, I mean, Pedro Martinez definitely had one of the most dominant seasons of all time. Was that 99?
He had 2 dominant seasons of all time.
But-
No, he had 3.
But don't forget, he did get up in the press conference, and he did say that the Yankees were his daddy. And that, in a way, kind of transitions to my pick. So my pick for the greatest of all time is Nolan Ryan. So Nolan Ryan, most strikeouts of all time, 5,714, has the all-time record for least hits per 9 innings as a pitcher with 6.6, both MLB records. Also, has done something that is pretty much unthinkable. He threw 7 no-hitters.
7. Count them.
But the thing that really sets him apart, that I think is very important for a starting pitcher to be considered the greatest of all time, is that ability to strike the fear of God into the hearts of the batters that you are facing. And one of my favorite stories, unfortunately, it was when he threw a no-hitter against the Detroit Tigers, but I believe it was Norm Cash came up to bat in the 9th inning, and he went and he got a table leg from the clubhouse, and he brought that out instead of a bat. Because Nolan Ryan was so unhittable that day that he was like, I may as well get the biggest piece of wood that I can to try to put some wood on it. The man missed bats. The man did not allow hits. And don't forget, when he was in his 40s, he plunked a young, spry 21-year-old Robin Ventura, who then charged the mound. And this 40-year-old man put him in a headlock, started beating his face, and then has a great picture of him standing on the mound with the blood on his jersey, ready to pitch again. That man struck the fear into the hitters he faced. He's got the numbers, he's got the no-hitters, and he's got the fear factor.
I love it. I love all 3 of these picks, and I can't really argue with any of them. So,
But I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna argue them, but I am gonna bring up somebody that I think maybe gets lost in the shuffle of Major League Baseball history, and that is one Leroy Satchel Paige. And I say that because Satchel Paige was a Negro League pitcher for the majority of his career, and only recently did Major League Baseball incorporate Negro League stats into their Hall of Fame and to their official stats. And when I look at the career of Satchel Paige, we're talking about a career that spanned from the year 1927 to the year 1965. There are a few breaks from 1931 to 1933, 34 to 36, 36 to 40, 49 to 51, and 53 to 65. So there are some breaks in there. However, when you look at the career that he had, we're talking about a WAR of 46.9, 124 wins, 1751.2 innings pitched, 1501 strikeouts. This is a man who spanned time that never got his full due when it came to Major League Baseball.
And how old was he on that final game that he played?
In 65?
Yeah.
No one knows.
Well, in 53, he was 46, so...
Add 12 to that.
So 58 years old.
Tell me another athlete that has taken their respective sports field at 58 years old.
And another piece of it that I think gets lost in the history of baseball is a lot of Negro League stats were individually kept. So Satchel Paige kept his own stats for the majority of his games. So we don't know if there were more strikeouts, if there were more innings, if there were more ERA hits, whatever.
We pretty much do know that there's more because
sure.
I think it's pretty much accepted that all of the Negro League statistics that we have are incomplete for those reasons exactly. And they don't have a lot of the official numbers from stuff that were kept.
For sure.
So every time you look at the statistics, you got to remember almost all of these guys are even better than what you see on paper.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when you look at Satchel Paige's baseball reference, it says 423 games.
Yep.
That he pitched for 5 decades. That is wrong.
Right.
I know that is really, really wrong.
Well, and some of the pieces when I was doing my research on the history of Satchel Paige that really stuck out to me, Joe DiMaggio, and I know everybody who listens to a baseball podcast knows who Joe DiMaggio is. Joe DiMaggio called Satchel Paige the best and fastest pitcher he ever faced. That's incredible. Bob Feller, who was notorious for not acknowledging anyone who was on his level, he said in an interview that Satchel Paige was the best pitcher he ever saw. This was with the biographer of Satchel Paige. And perhaps to me, the most famous piece of the Satchel Paige legend and lore was in Game 2 of the 1942 Negro Leagues World Series. When, according to legend, and we talked about baseball legend before, it's not always true, but it's fun to talk about. In that game, Paige, according to reports, walked the bases loaded in order to set up a showdown with Josh Gibson, the Negro League's greatest slugger, and struck him out on 3 pitches.
I want Parkman.
And to me, like, of course, you know, there's talk about what Paige said to Gibson. There's talk about the back and forth. And according to the people that were interviewed about this, Paige said, "Now, Josh, I'm not going to throw any smoke at your yoke. I'm going to throw a pea at your knees." And he threw 3 straight fastballs to strike out Josh Gibson, who, according to Bob Kendrick, and we all know this because we went to the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City and spent a good afternoon with Bob Kendrick and Simeon Woods Richardson. Shout out both of you. Please sponsor the podcast. That was the quintessential pitcher of that league.
And speaking of Bob Kendrick and that trip that we took, for anybody who's interested in more information than we're able to give in our, condensed time that we have here, go look at different things that Bob Kendrick has done about all of the Negro Leagues and all of their players. He is the greatest storyteller I have ever heard. He can explain it much better than us. We try to do our own good job at it. He is phenomenal. So shout out again to him.
And I can't remember if it's Amazon or Disney Plus. There is an incredible documentary about the Negro Leagues that Bob Kendrick is the orator and narrator of. And it's phenomenal. And there's just, I think for me, when I think about baseball back then, the fact that we didn't include this particular group of people into baseball not only is a travesty because we've lost out on seeing Satchel Paige throw to Babe Ruth. We lost out on Josh Gibson hitting against name your pitcher of that era. It would be so fun to be able to see that and what it looked like. And Ted Williams, obviously, anyone who listens to this podcast, I would imagine knows who Ted Williams knows who he is. When he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame on July 25th, 1966, obviously famous for not just the celebration of being a hitting savant, but he also had this to say: "I hope that someday the names of Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson in some way could be added as a symbol of the great Negro League players that are not here only because they were not given the chance." And that to me is something that resonates with me all the time, that we can have these discussions about this hitter, this pitcher, this era, that era, but it never was fully equal or transparent until Jackie Robinson. And that's unfortunate. And I'll end this with one quote. And this is actually a quote that the 4 of us heard live from Bob Kendrick at the Negro League Baseball Museum. This is a quote by Satchel Paige. "I got bloopers, loopers, and droppers. I got a jump ball, a b-ball, a screwball, a wobbly ball, a whipsy-dipsy-do, a hurry-up ball, a nothing ball, and a bat dodger. My b-ball is a b-ball because it be right where I want it, high and inside." And to me, that's fun. That's baseball. That's a guy who just went out there every day and threw as hard as he could and threw exactly where he wanted to throw. And it's unfortunate that we never saw it against other players.
Well said, Ben.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
All right. So with that, I think that wraps up our starting pitcher segment. Tune in next episode for the next position, which we will let you know.
Go ahead and pick
at
it.
that time.
Go ahead and pick it.
Let's just go in order. Catcher's next.
Catcher's next. Catcher's
Give
next.
us the battery.
Send us your catcher picks. If you send Javi Lopez, I may send you a treat.
All right, so now are we going to hit our
Ballpark Brews? And,
All right.
and thankfully, we have somebody fresh off the left coast to tell us about a beer that was served in his hometown ballpark. I'm going to call it
My
that.
home team.
Home team ballpark.
I'm not
Excuse me.
from San Francisco.
San Francisco
But-
sponsored the podcast.
I am from the Sierra Nevada mountains. That's where I was born and raised.
No kidding.
So I chose Sierra Nevada Pale Ale as my ballpark brew.
Crank it.
Well, that
That
was
foamier on this electrical equipment than I thought it would be.
Yeah, please don't spill it.
It's all right. We shorted none of our circuits yet.
It is made in Chico, California, which is northern California, a little bit north of San Francisco. I love the, it's a pale ale, so it's a little hoppier than some of the beers we've had already. I love the logo or the saying on the top of the can: family owned, operated, and argued over.
They would fit right into this podcast.
Did my
absolutely.
Did my family make this beer?
But it really hits home for me. It tastes like a pine tree, which is I'm from the Sierra Nevada mountains. I'm very familiar with pine trees. I climbed them many a day. So this hits right in the feels for me. I love this beer.
So what's your rating?
It's a home run for me.
What kind of home run?
It is a home run when you're up 4-1 in the eighth. So it pads the lead.
I like it.
It's a good beer. You've had a couple light beers. You're ready to graduate up. This one pads the lead.
Does it splash down at Oracle?
It does.
Ooh, so it's to right field.
It's the put away.
Yeah,
there you go.
It is. It's
All
the
right.
put away beer. Exactly.
I would also agree with it being a put away. The other beers that we've had so far, lighter. We've had a lager. We've had a wheat ale. Those are more your starters. You're getting going for the day. Your early innings. Still a lot of bases, but still early in the game. This one has a little bit more heft to it. They also have a session pale ale that's, very similar, but a bit lighter. This one's the heavier version of it. So this one's more of your closer, like Nell said, that kind of put away in the late innings. You're up a bit and you slug one of these and then you get ready to go home.
I've never been much one for pale ales. It's taken me a bit later in life to come around on them. And so for me, I like this beer. I don't like it that much. So for me, this is a beer where you reached first base on a drop third strike.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Hey, but you reached base.
So you hit like Josh in beer league softball.
Excuse me, 2 for 2, 2 runs scored last Tuesday.
Shout out Taft League softball. Please sponsor the podcast.
Josh keeps his own stats like Satchel Paige.
I do.
For me, I can't even tell you the number of Sierra Nevadas I've had in my life. This, to me, was when somebody had money in college. This is what they brought. So
it's the level up.
Yeah,
right?
it's
the fancy beer when you're 20.
It's a level
that
up.
kid wearing the Patagonia puffer brings a six pack.
And his name is definitely Neil.
Yeah.
His name is definitely Neil. So I get exactly what you're saying. I've been to California many times. I've been to the northern part of the country. The state. I've been to the northern part of the country. We live in it. But I've been to the northern part of California, and this does taste like every time I've been there. And that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing because it encapsulates exactly what I expect that part of the state to be like. So I've not been to Oracle Park. I've never been to the Coliseum. I've not been
and you won't.
No, I won't be to the Coliseum. You're right about that. But I've never been to those ballparks. However, when I have this beer, I feel like I have been. I really do. And that sounds cheesy, and that sounds silly, and it might be. But
Well, that's the point of these beers.
yeah.
It's to transport you to another place.
So when I
If you
hear
have enough of them, you can get transported just about anywhere.
Mostly onto the bathroom
But,
floor.
but please do not drive home.
So when I hear you talk about your experience with this beer and having it in Oracle Park and the feeling that you get from it, I feel like I'm there with you because I've had this beer so much and I've watched enough Giants games at Oracle Park that I kind of get it. So I'm going to call it a ground rule double to the right field wall. Mostly because I've not been there. If I'd been there, sure, that's a different story. But to me, this is a ground rule double, probably scoring 2.
Just obviously, you've never been there. Have you ever seen a ground rule double to the right field wall of Oracle?
That's why it's so special.
Okay.
That's why it's so
It
special.
really just bounced really high
Guys,
Look, there's
over that 24-foot wall.
they hit
It
it
hits a
stra-
sprinkler head.
They hit it
And
straight up in the air,
Yeah.
and it goes over the wall. It could go over the the foul wall.
Yeah, it can. It's pre-netting era.
Pre-netting.
I think post-netting too. Once it hits the net, that's a ground rule.
Guys,
I'm sure they're happening.
catching a lot of flack here.
Per usual.
Per
Want to give us our
per usual.
trivia now?
Yeah, you guys ready for trivia?
I'm ready.
Let's do trivia.
All right, let's do
just,
it.
just like my boy SpongeBob, I'm ready.
Randy Johnson.
No,
Oh,
incorrect.
The bird that Randy Johnson hit.
Nope. Also incorrect. All right, so today's trivia is all about starting pitchers. So because we talked about starting pitchers, that's what we're going to go
I
with.
said Randy Johnson.
No, listen. This is all about those who started opening day for our teams this year. So who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Josh wants to go first. All right, of all the starting pitchers for our teams this year, who has the most wins? No, hold on. You screwed me up with you going first.
Okay, never.
Take it back.
You
Take it
tell
back.
whoever wants to go first.
No, Josh. Of all time. I'll go sit in the corner. Josh, of all time, who has the most wins by a starting pitcher?
Like, just period?
All time.
That would be the man who the award is named after, Mr. Cy Young, with 511.
You are correct with both. And I apologize for the listeners. That was really stupid of me. I know what I did wrong. It's okay. Ignore what I said. This is all just starting pitcher trivia. That was a different segment that we haven't done yet.
What are you looking at right now?
No. It's just one question. Just never mind.
All right, moving on.
All right, yeah. I never said we were smart, and I never said I was
Shout out to
smart.
Wolves and the Tigers for closing the door on this game.
Yeah, shout out Tigers. Please
Yes.
sponsor the podcast. Who wants to go next? Tyler or Nels?
I will.
Tyler, in 2022, a starting pitcher started 24 games and recorded 0 wins. Who was it?
2022.
2022. I don't think you know. Nah.
No, I have no idea.
Can I give my guess?
Go ahead.
Assuming it's the right year. Mike Soroka?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Zachary Little. 0-6 for the year.
What team was that?
I think it was the Rays.
Oh, because he's an opener. They did the opener nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking a true starter.
You trickster.
Because, it was
Sorry.
2024. Mike Soroka started last year.
That was the wrong year.
25 games,
Wrong year.
went 0-10
Wrong
for
year.
the White Sox.
Wrong year.
I'm just saying what I was thinking. I was thinking a true starter. That
We
pitched
were
20 games.
flim-flammed, bamboozled. We had the wool pulled over our eyes. This is nonsense.
All right,
right,
Nelson. Nelson, who holds the record for fastest pitch recorded by a radar gun, and how fast was it?
Oh boy. Mason Miller, 104.
Both incorrect. Go ahead, Tyler.
I've got Aroldis Chapman, 105.
Incorrect and incorrect. Josh?
Pass.
In 1974, Nolan Ryan was recorded throwing 108.1.
My boy. My greatest pitcher of all time.
Well, you should have known that then.
Well, also, I was going to say, they used to measure pitching speeds differently back then.
Yeah, they used to drive a motorcycle next to the to the pitcher.
So it was a different type of measurement.
It was 19, and I did say by radar gun.
Yep. Oh, you did.
I did say that.
You prefaced it correctly.
I did.
I'm just pointing out that the method of measurement was different.
Bob Feller, historically, was recorded by a motorcycle driving past him while he threw.
Do they still use a motorcycle? Is it a
I don't think
tiny
so.
motorcycle that I cannot see?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Stuart Little drives his
Stuart Little.
car.
He's got to get back to the mound after every single pitch.
All right, who wants next?
I do.
Nelson.
I want my redemption.
What starting pitcher has played for the most teams, and how many teams did he play for? Let's fill the dead silence.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're not up to you. We're not up to you.
I'll just say it to fill the dead silence. Jamie Moyer.
Wrong.
Okay. Is it 9 teams?
Also wrong.
Okay.
Edwin Jackson.
1 for 1. Give me the number of teams.
It's either 12 or 14.
Okay, so which one is it?
I think it's 14.
I've got 14 as well.
Yeah, I think it's 14.
You're both right on 14.
Yeah.
Now for the tiebreaker, can you name all 14?
Oh, well, I know the Tigers and the Rays for 2 of them. My 2 teams. And the Tigers traded for him from the Rays. And then the other half of the
Yeah.
So we got the Dodgers.
Diamondbacks, right?
We got the Diamondbacks. Yeah. We got the Rays. We got the Tigers. We got the Diamondbacks. We have the White Sox, the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Cubs, the Braves, the Marlins, the Padres, the Orioles, the Athletics, and the Blue Jays.
# never giant.
and I will say there is a reliever that is up there with him who recently passed in a tragic roof collapse in the Dominican Republic.
Correct.
Rest in peace. But Octavio Dotel, also a former Tiger.
Also a former Brave.
Yeah, former Brave, former Tiger.
# never giant.
That is up there as well.
Jesus.
So there's your immaculate grid answers for those who are looking.
So we got 6 of the 9, apparently, the immaculate grid. Okay, so my last question is what I tried to start with. What opening day starting pitcher of our teams this year has the lowest career ERA? And I apologize, I was reading it all wrong. Hold on, before we go anywhere, I would like to ask how you'd like to answer this.
I would like to ask, would you give us the starting pitcher for each
Absolutely.
of our teams
Absolutely.
before we answer the question? Because I know
You
mine,
should
but
know
not
this.
all. Yes, I know.
All right, so for the Twins, Pablo Lopez. For the Braves, Mr. Cy Young himself, Christopher Sale. For the Tigers, it's one Tarek Skubal.
Mr. Cy Young himself.
That's right. That's AL. We don't really count that. And then for the Giants, Mr. Logan Webb.
Cy Young incoming.
So if anybody has a guess, raise your hand and I'll call on you. Who has the lowest career ERA of those 4 pitchers? Tyler's first up.
I believe it's Chris Sale.
And why do you think that?
Well, Tarek Skubal had a shorter career, so he hasn't had enough dominance to erase sort of his early season or early career bad ERA points.
Okay. And what do you think his ERA is?
I would go with 2.98
Okay.
career ERA.
Nelson, you have a guess?
I will say... I'll say Skubal.
You're going to say Skubal.
Yeah, I'll go Oppo.
Why do you think that?
Well, I don't think it's Webb. He's had some ERAs above 3. I think his career ERA is above 3, so it won't be him.
Okay.
I know Sale had some rough spots in there, and Pablo Lopez, good pitcher, but not that great, really low ERA pitcher.
So what do you think Skubal's career ERA is?
2.79.
Okay. Yeshua.
I don't think it's Skubal. Like Tyler said, he is only, I think this is his 4th year in the majors. And he was good early on, but he wasn't dominant until last year. Last year, the dominance really set in to make him one of the best pitchers in baseball. But some of the early ERAs were not as pretty as the leader would be. As somebody who looks at Chris Sale like Regina George, and I have been personally victimized by him.
Hit by a bus?
Personally victimized until JD Martinez ended that with Chris Sale's White Sox career. I don't know how he didn't win a Cy Young with the White Sox.
Well, it might have been that he cut up the uniforms with scissors.
I think the White Sox is probably the issue.
But that man was consistently dominant in my division. I'm going to go with Chris Sale. I was also thinking in the 298 range. That was the number that I was thinking.
Okay.
But I got to go different. So I'm going to go...
Just prices right me.
I'm yeah, I'm going to go 297.
Okay.
Highest without going over.
Okay.
Price is right it.
Well, I will say that you and Tyler are both correct. It's Chris Sale. You're both incorrect on the ERA, though. You're under. His career ERA is 3.08.
308.
So I like where your head's at with Chris Sale, but unfortunately you were a little bit low on the ERA. And that's okay. You didn't go over. Price is right. We're good.
I watched too many years of that man dominate the AL Central to not think it was him.
I get you. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening to episode 4. We really appreciate the support that we've gotten so far. We do have a number of people that have reached out to us and given us topics that they want to hear. Unfortunately, we talk too much to get to that topic today. But if you do have a suggestion, episode 4 will be out probably tomorrow, Tuesday. If not Tuesday, then Wednesday. But please interact with us on Instagram, Swing and a Miss Podcast, Facebook, Swing and a Miss Podcast, or send us an email at swingandamisspod@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter at Swing and a Miss Pod. We monitor all of those things. We respond to as many messages as we can get to in a day. We greatly appreciate your support. We're super happy to be doing this, and we look forward to talking to you in a couple of weeks for episode 5. Guys, anything to say before we log off?
I love arguing on Twitter, so please send us as much contrarian takes as you possibly can.
Nels is the only person at this table to have a viral tweet, so
True story.
And it was a baseball tweet.
He is our viral tweet combatant.
True story. And one last thing, we're sorry that the fan favorite Rodrigo is not on this episode. He is visiting family currently, and he'll be back for the next episode.
But tune in next episode for a special Cinco de Mayo episode in
Absolutely.
which Rodrigo will take the reins a little bit, so he'll make up for lost time.
Absolutely. Miss you, Rodrigo. Wish you could be here, but understand that you're visiting family. And Tyler, any last words?
Well, enjoy baseball, everybody.
Love the game. Play the game. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.